For the most part, I feel safe in my neighborhood and I adhere to the laws of my state. However, a big obstacle for me has always been traffic tickets. The only times where I would come into contact with the law would be getting pulled over for quote unquote running a stop sign or scrolling on my phone while driving. In my perspective, these events are traffic offenses. However, let's say I run a stop sign and hit a pedestrian, this could all become a criminal offense. I could be charged with a felony and be involved in criminal proceedings from there on out. I also work at a law office, so there are several cases that land on my desk throughout the week, from minor things such as misdemeanors all the way up to Class A felonies. I have a basic understanding of the way our criminal justice system operates, and the system does not always operate in the way that we may deem or perceive as equal, especially as it pertains to race, which is what we've learned throughout the semester. On my daily commute to school, I've noticed an increasing amount of NYPD officers and their equipment stationed in the subways and around the streets. About a month ago, a video surfaced of a teenager named Adrian Napier getting tackled and arrested by over 6 police officers for fare evasion. He was caught jumping the turnstile. As soon as the cops approached him on the train, he was very cooperative, but the situation took a turn for the worst as one by one, the officers started pointing their gun at the black teen and anyone in his vicinity. This instance shows just how flawed our justice system really is, especially against young black men in America. They are discriminated against because of the color of their skin, the clothes they wear, the neighborhoods they live in, and so much more. This entire situation was unnecessarily escalated, in my opinion, and it is instances like these that give the NYPD such an abhorrent reputation, especially in the eyes of minorities, because if you really sit and think about it, how often does something like this happen to white men, women, or their children? There was another instance involving Amber Geiger, a white woman employed by NYPD, who shot a young black man, Botham Jean, in his own apartment as she believed the apartment to be hers. There was outrage as a black judge got up to hug Ms. Geiger after her conviction, and the black community felt deeply insulted because had it been the other way around, the treatment would not have been the same. It would have been much more severe of a punishment. I've had several conversations with my friends, many of whom are African American males, and they all agree that these days it is difficult to tell the good cops from the bad cops. We also agree that this broken criminal justice system stems from centuries of inequality dating all the way back to slavery. And in order to alleviate and eradicate police brutality, a breakthrough in solving inequality itself must be done first. For my next example, I'm switching gears a little bit and focusing more on environmental crime. There are so many things that constitute this type of crime, including improper collective waste, the possession or killing of wildlife and plant species, and the production and exportation of ozone-depleting substances. We often refer to these crimes as crimes against the environment. Climate change is a really hot topic these days, and a large percentage of the population is looking to be more environmental friendly by cutting out plastic products and only using biodegradable products instead. I first heard about the Amazon rainforest fires in August, and this was due to an increase in the frequency and intensity of droughts, which is all a part of climate change. For another example, last month, the president of Custom Carbon Processing, Inc., Peter Margiotta, was found guilty of multiple violations of the Federal Clean Air Act after a 2012 explosion at the company's oil processing plant in Montana. I would like to say that this type of crime, as it pertains to criminology, is often overlooked, but it is something that is getting increasingly important and must be paid attention to. If people continue to treat the environment like their own personal garbage bin, soon enough there won't be an environment or a world to live in. In addition to incredibly significant issues such as social harm, murders, molestations, white-collar crimes, and police brutality, as I previously spoke about, environmental crime is equally as important. And I urge everyone to do their research and always be aware of the events going on around you, especially as it pertains to criminology in your everyday life.